It's Minnesota's bee season, and today we're going to try and fill Sam's tag. It's her first time turkey hunting. And I'm at my buddy Jared Gossen's house. We hunted here 2 years ago together, and I had a video. I'll post a card to link to that video. We called in a tom and a few hens, actually calling to the hens. This morning it was 33 degrees and rainy, so we decided to wait till the rain showers pass through, and we're gonna let the birds come down off the roost naturally. It sounds like, just based on the gobbling, they hit the ground. They're about a quarter mile from us right now, and we're gonna go set up and just see if we can't get them through that area. We don't have a lot of land to work with in this spot, but we do have public close by if this ends up not working out in the morning here. Those birds, of course, like they always do, they don't do the same thing like you're expecting to off the roost. And we think that they flew down on this field edge and just worked their way down basically 90 degrees off from where we're hoping they would. And there's this other property here that's fenced in that we're gonna have to walk around to try and get on the other side of these birds. As fast as he's gonna get into those woods, I think we just stay here, wait till he disappears, and then we just cut into this wood lot, 150 yards down from him or so, and then move in and then try and strike him up and see if we can get him to call. I don't think we have any chance of trying to get him while he's still in this field. I'm sure he's seen us already. We've seen him, so he knows we're here. So if we wait till he gets in the woods, then we make our move, then he doesn't know where we are anymore. He won't be expecting us to be in those woods. Get out of here. Get. Go. Get. So we left off, we had that coyote come right into our setup. Weirdest thing, that thing did not spook. But we had some weird camera issues. The battery was showing no battery. We should have had battery. We went back to the house, charged everything back up. It's like noon now, so a little bit less than ideal, but we're back out in the woods and we're gonna start working down some of these lines. We got a ridge top that's also coinciding with a field edge. We're just gonna work down that and see if we can't strike up a gobbler. And if we do, we'll just tuck back in, make a setup, and if not, we'll just keep on moving, maybe do a blind calling setup at some point. Okay, maybe you stand over to the right so you can hear differently than I can. how excited are you on a scale from 1 to 10?
8.
An 8?
Sure.
Okay. What we're dealing with right now is we got a little rain cluster that's headed our way. I don't have my rain jacket, which is a mistake. Do you have yours?
No.
Either way, we got the camera out here unprotected. So what we will likely do, I believe, as it is already about 5 o'clock, is we will head back, wait out this rain, and then by the time that ends, it is probably going to be around time for fly up anyway. So we may just try and roost a bird again for tomorrow morning, and then try and plan a really good setup. Looks like it. It's got the body shape of a tom. Here comes the tom coming across the driveway.
She can't see it, dude.
Gonna lose sight of him pretty quick, I think.
Is it a Jake?
I think it was that Tom we saw yesterday.
It's a Tom?
I think it was
Couldn't tell his beard looked so short.
I think
I
he had
was
that screwed
like,
up beard. Yeah.
can't tell.
Well, he's legal regardless.
Okay. I don't have my microphone.
That's fine. I got the mic here.
My first turkey. Yay. I heard you say shoot him. I was like,
He was right there, and you still had the gun down. I was like, shoot him.
well, I was like, I don't know.
Could you tell he got nervous right at the end there?
Yeah.
The hen
I
saw
heard
me.
that hen right away.
She saw me move my camera.
She was like, she's trying to, here.
I'm not sure how great the footage is, just because I couldn't really adjust the focus because that hen had me just pegged.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was zoomed out pretty much all the way, and you could see the silhouette. But
Yeah. I was like, once I heard her, I was trying not to move too much.
right. And once he hit the field, I was like, okay, this is a done deal. It's not like something else doesn't happen because then you can see the decoy. I was like, he's gonna come into that decoy.
Yeah.
I was afraid he was going to fly down right there and then walk in through that fence row and walk that way, and then Sam would not have had a shot opportunity.
I know. I was thinking about that too, but I was like, I mean, he's gonna do one of two. He's either gonna come out here, or he's gonna, fly down and like walk around. Let's see, how heavy is he? He's not too heavy. His feathers here.
All right, so if you guys remember from last night's footage, when we saw this bird in the field, we couldn't even tell if he had a beard. We were wondering what the heck was going on because it appeared size-wise that he was a full-grown Tom. But the way that it's written, the law in Minnesota, it has to be a bearded bird. If you magically have a Tom that pops up, it could be a 4-year-old Tom. If he doesn't have a beard, he's not legal, which is strange, but I mean, it's so rare that you would rarely ever see it. But I want to show a couple other reasons or ways that you can tell that this is an adult gobbler and not a Jake, even though the beard, if we see the beard here, this looks like a Jake beard. If you just saw this, and in fact, that's what Sam saw when she was sitting there getting ready to shoot, you would think if that was your only indicator, that's probably a Jake. But here's a couple other things you can look at. Number one, when you look at the wing, you can see how these feathers right here, they'll be shorter on a Jake. But these feathers, this patch here, is about 4 inches. That indicates that this is a mature bird. Also, sometimes on these two last primaries here, they get black tips. If it's a juvenile bird, the tail fan itself is full on this bird. If it's a Jake, oftentimes you'll see the center feathers sticking up a little bit higher than the rest of them. You got a little bit of a crown on the head on a mature gobbler. I can't remember the fancy name for these. Are bigger, definitely on a Tom. You got, roughly quarter size here. They'll be a little bit smaller, definitely on a Jake. The spurs on a Jake usually are just like a little bump. This bird has 3/4 inch spurs, which indicates he probably isn't a really old gobbler. It might be like a 2-year-old. You can't always correlate spur length to bird age, is my understanding. But it would be extremely rare to see 3/4 inch, kind of sharp spurs like this on a Jake. Key thing being there's other indicators that we were able to look at to know that this was a Tom and not a Jake, even though the beard would tell you otherwise.